Bonjour une fois de plus, bienvenue dans cette nouvelle vidéo. Cette fois-ci, nous allons parler des adjectifs. Nous allons parler des adjectifs qualificatifs. In this lesson, we want to talk about adjectives, but descriptive adjectives. In French, we call them les adjectifs qualificatifs. In English, we call them descriptive adjectives. These are describing words. So first of all, let's have a look at some common examples of these types of adjectives we have in French. So we're talking about words like important, rouge, blanc, paresseux, vide, bizarre, content, difficile, ennuyeux, facile, gentil, différent, célèbre. So these are just a few examples of common adjectives in French, common descriptive adjectives in French that you will come across. So what we want to talk about today is the placement of these adjectives. So in English, when we talk about descriptive adjectives, they usually come before the noun that they describe. So if we were talking about a red car, we would say red first. In English, we say red first and then car. So the description comes before the thing we're talking about. Whereas in French, you talk about the thing first before you talk about its descriptions. For instance, that same sentence that we just mentioned before, it's a red car, it's a red car. In French, it will be c'est une voiture rouge. So literally it's saying it's a car red. C'est une voiture rouge. It's a car red, but you won't translate it that way. You will still translate it in English as it's a red car. So for English students, this can be a problem because where do we place our adjectives? Now in French, with these types of adjectives that we're talking about today, descriptive adjectives, they usually come after the noun, whereas in English, all our adjectives come before our nouns. In French, generally, adjectives come after the noun. But there are a few cases where some adjectives come before the noun. So that's what we want to talk about today. So what are those ones that come before the noun? And what are those ones that come after the noun? So to make it simple, bags, B-A-G-S. Now, these are the ones that usually come before the noun. So bags, B stands for beauty in bags. This is just an acronym that we can use to remind you of which ones come before. So bags, beauty. And we'll talk about beauty. We're talking about words like beau, in French, beau. And the feminine form, as you may already know, the feminine form for beau is belle. And then jolie, which feminine form also has an E at the end. That's for beauty. And then we say what's B-A-G-S. Now we have A. For A, we're talking about age or age. Now, the sort of age we're talking about is not like 3 years old, 4 years, or not that type of age, but age as in new and old. So you find words in French like nouveau. Nouveau will come before. Words like vieux. Vieux will come before. Now, let me add that some of these adjectives in French can come both before and after, but in such cases, the meanings are not the same. The meanings are not the same. We will have a look at that in another lesson, not in this one, unfortunately. Let's just focus on the ones that have a single placement. So we were talking about age, so words like nouveau, words like vieux, which feminine form is vieille. We will talk about them, and they will come before the nouns. So that was A, and then G. So G would just be for good/bad. Good/bad. So good in French is bon, whose feminine form is bonne. And then you have mauvais, whose feminine form is mauvaise. These words, they are usually short, will come before the noun to describe them. And then lastly, we have S. S stands for size. The size of it. So in size, we're talking about grand. et petit. Grand et petit. So these little words will usually come before the noun that they describe. And one other group of words that come before the nouns that they describe in French are numerical adjectives like premier. Premier, deuxième, troisième, these words will always come before the nouns that they qualify. So now that we have known, we say all other ones that we have not mentioned in this category will come after, and they're usually long, but not necessarily very long, but they're usually like 2 syllables, 3 syllables, but that's not a rule in terms of syllables. We just say certain adjectives come before and others come after. So with those adjectives that we mentioned before, let's have a look at a few of them. Let's formulate a few sentences using them so that you understand how the context works. C'est un garçon intelligent. C'est un garçon intelligent. So you see here, intelligent comes after. It's not in a category of bags, so we put it after. So because we said generally, it comes after. Adjectives come after. We say generally, descriptive adjectives come after the noun that they describe. C'est un garçon intelligent. Apporte le cahier rouge. Apporte le cahier rouge. So rouge, color, comes after. It's not in the BAGS category, and it's not one of those numerical ones, so after. And let's have a look at another one. Jean est un homme paresseux. Jean est un homme paresseux. After. J'ai une réunion importante. J'ai une réunion importante. Nous avons un vieux camion. Nous avons un vieux camion. So vieux, the placement, as you can see, vieux is one of the ones that are in the bags category. So vieux relates to age in terms of young and old. So un vieux camion. So we didn't say camion vieux. I don't want to go into much details there to get into too much technicality. So we'll just say vieux comes before. Nous avons un vieux camion. C'est une bonne idée. C'est une bonne idée. So idée, feminine, so bonne has to take the feminine form. So bonne, remember bonne, good, falls within the bags category under what? Who can remember? Bonne in the G category, under G. G, good / bad. So that's that one. Le français est une langue difficile. Le français est une langue difficile. So difficile is not in that category we mentioned, so just a general one, it comes after. Pierre est un homme célèbre. Pierre est un homme célèbre. After, because it's in the general category. Célèbre is in the general category. Tu as un bébé content. Tu as un bébé content. C'est une longue journée. C'est une longue journée. So long in terms of size, grand, petit, long, long, feminine for long, L-O-N-G. So that's that one. Okay, now let's just quickly look at 5 sentences and you tell me whether they're correct as per the placement of the adjectives in French. First one is, c'est une grande ville. C'est une grande ville. Is that the correct placement of grand or grande? Because it's feminine. If you said yes, that's correct because grand, in terms of size, it comes before. We're talking about a city, a feminine city. So E with the grand, so that becomes grande. C'est une grande ville. Correct. Second sentence, il achète un scientifique livre. Il achète un scientifique livre. Would you say that was correct? Okay, this one, no, because scientific is not in that category of bags and numerical adjectives, so we need to place it after. So the correct way to say it would be il achète un livre scientifique, not il achète un scientifique livre. You got it? Another one would be tu vois le blanc ballon? Tu vois le blanc ballon? Is that correct? Is the placement of blanc correct? Blanc is a color? No, it's not. Blanc is a color and it falls in the general category of descriptive adjectives. It comes after the noun. So the correct form is tu vois un ballon blanc? Tu vois un ballon blanc? Another one, Mon chinois ami est parti. Mon chinois ami est parti. The adjective here is chinois. Mon chinois ami est parti. Now this one is not correct. It's incorrect because we place chinois before ami. Chinois will fall in the general category of adjectives and descriptive adjectives in French. So the correct way to say is mon ami chinois est parti. Mon ami chinois est parti. Mon ami chinois est parti. C'est la deuxième fois que je l'ai vu. C'est la deuxième fois que je l'ai vu. Now in this sentence, is that correct first of all? Yes, the placement is correct. Deuxième is a numerical adjective and it comes before the noun that it qualifies. So deuxième meaning second must come before fois. C'est la deuxième fois que je l'ai vu. Now, as you have seen today, we're talking about descriptive adjectives, but we've placed a few numerical adjectives in there to make it sweeter. So we say generally in French, our descriptive adjectives come after the nouns that they qualify. But there are certain adjectives, certain short adjectives in the category of beauty, age, good/bad, size, and some numerical adjectives that come before the nouns that they qualify. So we said shortly that there are some that go both ways. We're not talking about those ones today. So thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Au revoir et à bientôt.